I get it, you're looking at a cold plunge and wondering if you're about to throw a few $100s into something that ends up just sitting in a corner, half filled, or worse, breaking after a month. The fear of buying the wrong recovery tool is real, especially when you're already spending on gym memberships, supplements, and maybe even a massage therapist. You want something that actually fits into your routine, doesn't become a logistical nightmare, and gives you back the money you spent in terms of real performance gains. That's the exact spot I'm sitting in every time I'm asked about a portable cold plunge, and it's why I spent a good chunk of last week testing the Revive cold plunge tub and chiller combo in a real-world setting before I hit record. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, the biggest question people have is, do I really need a whole tub and chiller system at home? If you're an athlete who runs daily high-intensity sessions, do sprint work, or you're a regular CrossFit enthusiast, the answer leans toward yes. Cold immersion can blunt inflammation, speed up recovery, and even improve mood after a hard day. But if you're just looking for a quick foot soak after a weekend hike, a simple ice bath in your bathtub or a portable ice bucket usually does the trick. The Revive combo is aimed squarely at the first group people who want to make cold therapy a consistent part of their routine without needing a permanent, built-in plunge pool. What makes this kit feel different from the dozens of inflate-and-freeze options out there is the built-in chiller. The 0.8 horsepower unit claims ultra-fast cooling and runs quietly, and in practice, that means you can fill the tub, flip the switch, and be ready for a dip in roughly 15 to 20 minutes. That's a huge practical win compared with the old-school method of dumping bags of ice into a regular tub, which can take an hour or more just to reach a tolerable temperature, not to mention the mess of melting ice. The chiller's two-ways filtration system also keeps the water clearer over multiple uses, so you're not looking at a cloudy, algae-loving mess after the third session. Now, let's talk about setup. The tub itself inflates with a foot pump that comes in the box. No electric pump. No heavy metal frames, no need to call an electrician. The whole thing weighs about 25 pounds when empty, so you can carry it up a flight of stairs or into a garage without a forklift. Once inflated, you hook up the chiller, plug it into a standard 120V outlet, and you're good to go. The instructions are straightforward, and I didn't have to read them twice. That no special tools or wiring claim is accurate, which is a breath of fresh air for anyone who isn't handy. The capacity is the part that forces you to be honest with yourself. The tub can hold up to 98 gallons of water. That's roughly 820 pounds of water once you're full. If you have a spacious basement, a garage, or a patio with a sturdy floor, that's fine. But if you live in a small apartment or have a wooden deck that can't handle that kind of load, you'll need to either fill it, partially defeating the purpose of a true plunge, or look for a smaller system. The weight issue also shows up when you need to empty the tub. Draining 800 pounds of water takes time, and you'll need a hose or a bucket system to move the water elsewhere. I found that using the built-in drain hose and a garden hose to direct the water out of the garage was the most efficient method, but it's still a step you have to plan for. Safety features are worth calling out. The chiller includes an automatic shutoff if the water temperature drops too low, which prevents the system from freezing over in colder climates. There's also a pressure relief valve that activates if something goes wrong, protecting both the unit and the user. I tested the temperature control by setting the dial to 55°F, and after the initial cooling period, the water stayed within a couple of degrees for an hour, even when I opened the lid to get in and out. That reliability is the sort of thing you can't fake in a marketing sheet. It shows up when you actually use the system day after day. So, who should buy this? If you are a serious athlete, think runners, cyclists, triathletes, or anyone who does high-volume strength training who wants a consistent, repeatable recovery protocol. The Revive combo gives you a low-maintenance way to get a proper plunge without a permanent installation. It also works well for physical therapists or sports teams that need a portable solution that can be moved from one location to another. The fact that the unit is quiet means you can run it while watching TV or listening to a podcast without it becoming a background annoyance. Who should skip it? If you're on a tight budget, the upfront cost of the